Hey y'all, it's C. And welcome back to I Love Lisi. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much to all my subscribers, my viewers, my watchers, my lurkers. If you here, I'm appreciating it. So, I wanted to know what you watching or what's watching you, because I'm known to fall asleep on a good series, a good movie, a good flick, and let it watch me. But I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've been watching lately. Spartacus, House of Ashur. Now, it dropped in 2025, but I was just getting into it the end of 2025. Had a lot going on, started watching, took a liking to it. Now, it's a sequel series. Now I'm reading what they got, the little blurb they got, that explores the alternative timeline where traitorous Ashur survives and becomes the Dominus, the owner of a gladiator school, rising in Roman society while contending with figures like Julius Caesar. Now, I didn't know nothing about the backstory. As I understand, my mom told me as I started watching House of Ashur, it was actually an original Spartacus that came out 2013 that I didn't see. So I was like, well, I'm going to finish watching the House of Ashur and then I'll go back because it was pretty good. Now, once I caught all the episodes that they had, I binged watched them. If I fell asleep, I took it back and watched it again so I could understand. And Ashur's life, it's like that they've exalted him, but they treat him like crap. So I really didn't understand the dynamic. And he kept talking about Spartacus. People were like, oh, yeah, he killed Spartacus and he did that and he betrayed Spartacus. And I thought Spartacus was one of the good guys. So all of this mess is happening to Ashur because he just ain't shit dude. So I'm like, well, maybe I should go watch Spartacus because it's some blanks that I need filled in, and maybe the actual Spartacus can fill it in. So after I watched all the episodes they had, of course, one drops every week. I said, let me go back and watch the original Spartacus. So I watched it from the beginning, saw his love story with him and his wife, and they're loving and they're in peace, but they, at war, and the people are coming to get them, and then the Romans come and they like, if you fight for us, we'll protect you. And they get out there and they like, okay, we'll fight for you, but you got to protect our people too. You got to protect our villages from the people that's coming to get us. So they get out and the army go out and they set up and they see the people that's coming. They about to march on where Spartacus land is and all these other little villages. And the Romans are telling them, go fight our enemies. And they like, the deal was you will protect our people as well and we'll fight for you. So they ran off. They deserted them, and they went to save their people, and because of it made them an enemy of the Romans. So now they after them, and of course they fought them. So they after Spartacus, him and his wife on the run, and they capture her, and he is both of them are put into slavery, and he's sentenced to death for this violation. And he gets in the arena where the gladiators are. He actually defeated the gladiator. So the people favor him. They cheered him. And so he was revered. So they was like, we can't kill him. But the leader in the Roman Empire that he crossed up, he's like, he killed my people. He crossed us up. So he need to die. But the people like, nah, we like him. So they ended up not killing him. They exalted him. It was like, okay, well, you have to keep fighting. So that's what he did. Everybody put him up against, he was just knocking them down. So he became the champion of that house. So after being there for a while, he, learned the ropes and, got to know the people. And there was another champion there, but he was up and coming. So he was kind of rivals with the champion. So here comes Ashur. Now, Ashur is like this low down dude. He underhanded. He brings the girls around and takes the money for the girls and, pays it. Kind of like Littlefinger was in Game of Thrones. That's kind of like his character, but grimier. So he running all these deals behind the scene and, swindling people along the way, getting a leg up on this person and that person, just cutting deals that'll benefit him. So all the stuff he's doing, he's cozying up to the powers that be, but he crossing people along the way. So as the story goes on, Spartacus is exalted. And I'm trying to figure out when, he going to take Spartacus out, because that's what I'm looking for. Because in the house of Ashur, he took Spartacus out. So eventually the slaves, which are the gladiators, they're a slave class as well, they rise up against their handlers and they overthrow them and overthrow the house. The house was a mess. They was doing all sorts of stuff. They was prostituting the daggone gladiators. When the rich people come around, the aristocrats, they would prostitute them out. So they ended up rising up. And what was the catalyst was when Spartacus was doing everything they asked him to do, he was like, I just want my wife. Can you bring my wife? So they made a deal and they killed his wife and let him see her die in his arms. Like they had her on the brink of death and made it seem like somebody had robbed him. And that's not what happened. But he was under the impression that it was somebody else and not the people who was actually housing him and holding him into slavery. But it was them. They conspired to do that to make him more loyal. So they rise up, and it took him a while to kind of get out of that spell, because he was just like, he didn't have nothing else to live for at that point. But it took him a while. He got out of that spell. He, started recruiting the people together, and they rose up and overthrew. And so when they overthrew, they took the house down. I mean, they massacred them people. So they started freeing other slave houses, and, they put together this great big army. Now, as they going on, they taking these houses down as they go, and the Romans is pissed. They like, this can't stand. We got to get him, and he's public enemy number one. So Ashur, in the revolt, he went to the side of the Romans. Now, he's not a Roman, but he went to the side of the Romans. So he's like, yeah, they did a revolt, whatever. I ain't with them, but I can help you catch them. So he behind the scenes recruiting these kind of like outlaw people, these outlaw slaves. And they big and bad. He got his crew and they hunting down Spartacus to try to win favor. So as the story goes on, they just recruiting more slaves to their cause, and they getting bigger and bigger, and they rivaling the Romans that they're coming into. They just cutting them down. So it's like all points bulletin at this point. Get Spartacus out of here. Now Ashur, he's, trying to play both sides. So he goes in as a representative and, is trying to make peace. They ended up killing Ashur. So I'm so confused on how he got a spinoff show when he died. So he's now around about season 2, Spartacus went ghost. We got a new Spartacus, but they did like where they went back in time and then brought it forward, and then it was a new Spartacus. So I was confused, and I'm like, where's Spartacus? Because is Spartacus in the room? They keep saying Spartacus. I don't see Spartacus. Come to find out, the original actor that played Spartacus got sick, so they recast it. And then he passed away. So then I got sad over that. I had to step away for a minute because, I just lost my brother. So it brought back feelings and memories, of course. So when I came back, it took me a while to get used to the new character. I don't know about you, but when they switch out a character, I be in my feelings, because it's like I've bonded with this character and you just switching them out all willy-nilly. So I had to go back a few episodes and then watch it straight through again. Okay, so as it gets down to it, he's a good actor. He was able to get in there and handle his business and be Spartacus. But, for the life of me, I couldn't understand the House of Ashur series spinoff. But as they are saying, it's a retelling of his fate, or his fate had changed. So he was able to get in there. But my thing is, why would y'all bring back the worst character of all, the grimiest character of all, y'all brought back? But I guess it made good TV because he was a mess. Yeah, wherever Ashur goes, misery's gonna follow. But did you watch it? Did you watch The House of Ashur, or did you watch the original Spartacus, or did you watch both? What do you think of it? I know I missed a lot of nooks and crannies in it, but this was just the meat and potatoes of what I got from the movie. But let me know what you thought about it, if you've watched it or if you plan to watch it. Give me a like and a subscribe, and make sure to put a comment down there so I can respond to you. Okay? All right. See you later. Bye-bye.